So welcome to the second tutorial for Molecular and Evolutionary Biology, Bio 108. I'm going to guide you through how to study and have access to the molecular biology content. So you always arrive to the welcome page, this is what you'll see. And before you come to each class, you should go to self-study online resources. So you click here on the left navigation menu and you are prompted to this. So if you are starting this, you should click on week 1 and you'll see that you have session 1 here. And I'm going actually to go straight to session 2. When you click in session 2, you'll see the contents. You always have something to read. This is an article by Citable. I think I can show you this article. So if you click there, this is what you'll get. DNA is a structure that encodes biological information. This is an article by Citable by Nature Education. Put this here. You have always videos, and in this case, you also have an interactive tutorial. This is the TED Ed education page. So in this case, you can watch a video, you can click, you watch a YouTube video on their webpage. You'll see this is a typical introduction to the TED Ed lessons. Once you watch it, this video is about 4 minutes. So once you watch it, you can see many different things happening.
And reproducing. Here's where the familiar word gene comes in.
You can watch this, you can stop, pause, play again, and then once you're ready, once you finish, you can go to this think option here, and you'll have multiple choice questions to answer. Some of them won't be multiple choice, you can write an answer. You can only have access to this, to know if you selected the correct answer. If you log in, so for instance I've logged in and I've registered, you can always see the questions and the multiple choice options, but you'll only be able to actually engage and click and see and save my answer and then check if it's correct if you are logged in as I am. Other things that you'll see is just video animations from YouTube. You have one here. I'm going to stop it now. And then sometimes, it's not the case here, I've built my own test for you guys. If you want to navigate back to week 1, you have this upper menu here. Okay, you can see here DNA structure week 1. So let's go back to week 1. Imagine now you want to check just for, because you want to check your session 3. You go to session 3. And in this case, again, you always have an article. It's always the same type of setup. An article, in this case, a 3D animation. And I'm going to try to find, here still on week 1, if I go to the first session, you have, I hope that this will be, here we go, you have a test. When you see this type of logo in this item here, it means that I've created a test that is embedded on Blackboard, and I'll be able to see your answers. It's not summative test, so this won't count for your marks, but it's a good practice test for you to be able then to do the real test that will happen on the 4th of December. So I highly recommend you to start practicing. You also have sometimes, in some days, you'll have interactive tutorials. So this is an interactive tutorial, you'll need to click next, you'll need to read some concepts, in this case for the enzyme. And there are, in the end, if I'm not mistaken, there will be a quiz. Once you finish all this, you are prompted to a quiz. So I recommend you to do this too. This is basically how the online resources will be developed and how you can approach them. Then before you come into the practicals, this is everything you need to know and to do before you come to the class sessions, the lecture room, or before coming to the practicals. So this is, for every practical you'll have a folder, you have a protocol that you have to read before, you must read it. It will be a Word document. It looks like this. You need to read it before you're coming to the practicals. And in the end of this, there is your coursework. So if I go here to the end, here you go. Here is your coursework that you need to fill in. Okay. I will print one of these for you to have in the practical, and this will be delivered during the practical session. You need to bring this then for the second practical session. So, going back to the practicals, there is here the assessment coursework. You have a Word document just with your coursework, just with the questions. You can use this, with the exception of the drawings that you will need to do in class. You can use this if you prefer to type in your answers. Then you'll need to print it, print the form sheet with your, it's an automated form sheet that you'll have access to, that you'll need to print with your number. And then you need to clip it here, and you need to hand this in, but you also need to turn it in. You hand this in the basement floor. You have a coursework box, and you turn it in on your assessment and feedback. You have assessment and feedback here, and you turn it in. Okay, so here you have, this is your turn it in. Once you have everything complete, you can upload your Word document properly filled in, and you have to fill this in: first name, last name, submission, title of your coursework. And you need to submit, you can only submit this sort of files. Word doc is one file that is possible for you to upload. That's why I have already given you a Word document for you to fill in and then to upload it here. If you have any doubts about your assessment, you can always check the assessment page. Okay. Or you can check your module information page. Module information page here. And you go to assessment. And you have all the information here how to submit. Okay. Any other questions, you can always ask me. So I hope you enjoyed the molecular biology components. You also have access to the class resources. This is basically just the PowerPoints that I will be showing in class. So lecture 1, for instance. And I recommend you to watch this. You can watch this after the class. It's not compulsory for you to watch this before the class or to print it. You can print it, but you don't need to. What you really need to do before coming to class is the self-study online resources, week 1. So I hope I can see you to our first class and to all the remaining lectures and practicals. And I hope you enjoy this as much as I do.